I'm going to go ahead and start the recording. All right, sweet. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be today. Welcome to week 6 of the Kubernetes version 1.27 release cycle. I will be your host, Kat Cosgrove. Before we get started, I do need to remind everybody that as this is a Kubernetes release team meeting, it does fall under the purview of the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which pretty much just boils down to be nice to everybody else. Also, a reminder, this is being recorded and it is going to be posted on YouTube. So keep that in mind when you're talking. There will be time at the end afterwards if there's anything you want to talk about that's a little bit too sensitive for the recording. So let's get started with the team updates because it doesn't look like we have any open discussion items added in here. So first up, enhancements with Nina.
Yep. So enhancement status is green. Last Thursday was the enhancement freeze. We have 78 tracked enhancements, 33 alpha, 30 beta, 15 stable, and 0 deprecations tracked as enhancements.
Nice. Spicy. All right. Up next, CI signal, Grace. I know you're here, but we cannot hear you. Grace, you are muted in Zoom.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, now we can. Hey there.
All right. We are currently yellow with 1 failing and 6 flaky in master informing, 0 failing and 10 flaky in master blocking. Some of these have been ran yet since they fail/flake. And then some of these, the SIG has act them, but doesn't have the bandwidth to work on them yet. So that's why I kind of have them at yellow for now, because we don't have a way to resolve them yet.
Gotcha. Okay. Still, it's early enough that that doesn't feel unsafe. So any questions for CI signal on that? Nope. Cool. Moving on. Bug triage.
Hi, I'm Soumya. So the updates that we have today are we actually updated the GitHub board to include query to include the current milestone, which is Gates 127. We're working on getting the handbook up to date because we have migrated to GitHub project. And also everybody in the team, we have started following up on the stale issues and the other issues and PRs in the milestone. So overall status is green. Thanks.
Sweet. Smooth sailing so far. Any questions for bug triage? Didn't think so. Not with everything green. Next up is docs.
Hello, I'm Rishan from Honda. There are no specific updates for docs. It's just that we'll start refreshing the docs branch more regularly soon enough.
Okay.
And right now the current status is green.
Sweet. And then release notes.
Hey everyone, release notes is green. We have engaged with all of the SIGs about the major themes, and we've heard back from a handful of them already. Later this week, we'll be creating the website and release notes for the Alpha 2 cut. And that's all we've got.
Cool. Comms.
Hello everyone. Comm status is green. All the team members are assigned to different fix for feature block tracking. And I've started a Slack thread in security for discussing the need and the content of the second blog.
Okay. Any questions for comms? This is still slow season for comms, so. All right. Then we've got release branch management. I think Cece is our fearless representative this time.
Oh yeah, hi. So release branch management is green, and we just cut the Alpha 2 yesterday. with some flickies. One of them I already know. So and I'll update the template to add another step into the release cut in the future for the checking the publish boot. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions for release branch management? Cool. Then it's our emeritus advisor, James.
Hello. No particular update from me this week. I still have a few to-dos, mostly around arranging the mid-cycle shadow survey and getting some stats out and things like that, but no particular update.
Okay. Then all that's really left is our current leader, Xander.
Yeah, I don't have any specific updates. Still, like it was mentioned, enhancements. There's been no exception requests, which I don't think has ever happened in my time
really
on
weird.
release team since 120. So,
I've
yeah,
never seen it since 118.
It's
never seen it.
wild, like, and is a high number of enhancements. So, really awesome job, enhancements team and everyone. Yeah, it's going to be a big release. Yeah, that's all for me.
Cool. Well, this has been a quick, clean meetings. Green, like nearly across the board and easy. Okay. We don't have any open items to discuss. I don't think anybody from SIG Scalability is here, but they're marked as green. So is there anything else anyone would like to discuss on the recording? No?
Hey, quick question regarding the release
Sure.
notes. But last time in the call, Ray had brought up a question around making sure that we document the changes related to the deprecation of the kts.gcr.io one. So the changes were done seemingly in 125 based on the pull request that I was able to dig up. There was a section that you can add in the release note called action required that gets pulled up into the release note under the urgent release note section, urgent release entry sections. So how do we make sure that that information gets pulled into 127 to make sure that people are aware of the fact that it's actually not going to be pushed into the kts.gcr.io anymore, the images? I couldn't find a way to do that easily without actually just creating a dummy pull request with the action required entry in it, maybe.
Ricky, do you know the answer to that? Or do we need to engage James on answering that one?
I don't have.
James, do you have any thoughts? Or is this something we just need to bring up offline and try to figure out?
Probably best to engage offline.
Okay.
I mean, your final kind of option for it is just to manually edit the generated release notes, right? Like,
yeah,
that's always an option. It's not ideal, but it's doable.
Or we just create a dummy pull request which basically has an action required which gets pulled up, I guess.
I think on my side, I'm personally more concerned with having it mentioned in the release blog than the notes, because it isn't. It would be good to get it into the notes, but it's not necessarily a feature, or it's just that the 127 images are going to be the first images not published to that registry. So I think like the core release blog is the main place that I want to be sure that we call that out. Release notes, I think, are more of a nice to have. That's just my own stance on it.
Okay. All right. Anything else that needs to be discussed on recording? Extra questions, anything? All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording then. And stop my screen share. All right.